Coral from Coral Joy Travel. Welcome back to my channel. Last week I shared some Fast Pass tips for Magic Kingdom, and this week I'm going to share some Fast Pass tips for Disney's Hollywood Studios, so stay tuned. So Disney's Hollywood Studios, if you haven't heard, is going under some extensive renovations. We are currently working on Star Wars Land, which is projected to finish in summer of 2019, and Toy Story Land, which we haven't heard a projection for, but I imagine it would be pretty close to 2019. I'm just guessing. So that's my thought, since they both started at the same time. But even though Hollywood Studios is going through a lot of construction, there is still so much to see and do while visiting Hollywood Studios. The Fast Pass system at Hollywood Studios is a little different than Magic Kingdom. You have Fast Pass choices that come in tiers. Okay, so there are two different tiers of Fast Pass choices. There's Tier 1, where you can choose one ride from Tier 1, and those are the hot rides. That's what they consider. Toy Story Mania is one, Rock and Roller Coaster is one, Great Movie Ride, Fantasmic, Beauty and the Beast live on stage. Those 5 rides, you have to choose one of those to go to. Now, out of all of those 5, I have 2 that I highly suggest. If you have younger children, my advice for you is choose Toy Story Mania. If everyone in your group is old enough to ride Rock and Roller Coaster, I might suggest you take that choice as your Fast Pass from that Tier 1. So here's what I want to say. If you end up choosing Toy Story Mania for your Fast Pass from Tier 1, my advice, if you still want to ride Rock and Roller Coaster, is to immediately, upon park opening, go directly to Rock and Roller Coaster and ride Rock and Roller Coaster. This is important because as the day progresses, the standby line wait times grow and grow and grow. It's also important to note that Rock and Roller Coaster has a single rider only line. So if you want to ride as a single rider and you don't mind being split up from your group, if you are in a group, that's a shorter line. So that's also good to know. But that's if you want to ride Toy Story as your Fast Pass. Now let's flip over the other side. If you want to ride Rock and Roller Coaster as your Tier 1 choice, and you still want to ride Toy Story Mania, you're going to do the opposite. You will, as soon as park opens, head directly to Toy Story Mania and wait in the standby line for that ride. Toy Story Mania does not have a single riders only line. That's only Rock and Roller Coaster. So as soon as the park opens, head to Toy Story Mania. You may have a 20-minute wait. It's worth it because, again, as the day progresses, the wait time and the regular standby line at Toy Story Mania is going to be very, very long. The other choices that are in that Tier 1, like the Great Movie Ride and Beauty and the Beast and Fantasmic, all of those you can usually get by just going into the standby line. I've never had a problem seeing Fantasmic in the standby line. Never had a problem seeing Beauty and the Beast in the regular line. There's a huge auditorium for that. So you're not really going to miss out on that if you don't have a Fast Pass for it. So don't worry about that. Now, the Tier 2 choices for rides or shows, you can choose 2 options. Here's the list for those. Disney Junior Live on Stage, Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, Star Tours, Muppet Vision, the Frozen Sing-Along, Tower of Terror, and The Voyage of the Little Mermaid. Oh, and Disney Junior Live on Stage. So out of those 7 choices, you can choose 2 to make Fast Passes for. Now, what do I recommend? If I have some favorites, and again, this is all going to depend on the ages of your family, but Star Tours is a great ride for most ages. Tower of Terror, if everyone is of the height requirement and wants to take it on, that's another great one to get a Fast Pass for because the wait times do get pretty long. And the Frozen Sing-Along. So those really would be my top choices for a fast pass for Hollywood Studios. It's not saying that I don't love Muppet Vision, because I do, but you do not need a fast pass to see Muppet Vision. It's a huge auditorium to watch that. Same with the Indiana Jones. Huge auditorium. You really don't need a fast pass to see that show, as well as the Voyage of the Little Mermaid. And I'm trying to be flexible. So if you have young children and your children they love the Little Mermaid, use it for the Little Mermaid. You're not going to want to see maybe Star Tours. Maybe you just want to see the Little Mermaid. The Voyage of the Little Mermaid is a great ride. It's usually not that long of a line for standby, so that's why I'm not recommending it for a fast pass. But if you want it for a fast pass, absolutely do it. That's the best thing about Disney. You can accommodate your needs, so you'll know what fits best for your family. I'm just sharing the information of which rides are most popular and would be most beneficial for you to get a fast pass for at Disney's Hollywood Studios. I'm going to link the information for my Magic Kingdom tips for fast passes right up here. I think it's up here, or it could be up here. Maybe it's up here, but it's one of those places. But I'll link that information just in case you didn't see that information last week when I shared it. And share below what your Tier 1 choices are typically, and your Tier 2. I'm just curious. I know for my family, we typically now, because I have teenage sons, we usually do a fast pass for Rock and Roller Coaster first, and then we'll get a Tower of Terror and a Star Tours. That's typically what we do. Now, even though we have Rock and Roller fast passes, we always head to Toy Story Mania because it is that good, and I highly recommend it for everyone visiting. I highly recommend it. It's so, so good. Next week, I will give some information on Epcot. Fast passes for Epcot. Have a magical week, and remember, your Disney adventure awaits. Please, guys, subscribe and like this video. New Disney tips, tricks coming your way every week. Bye.